guys, Sean here with Spencer's Lawn Care. I'm gonna give you all my tip of the day. I should call it the tip of the week, because I'm gonna try to do one at least once a week. But my newest tip is for you guys. Once you're maybe your second year, third year, maybe even your first year, depending how how legit you're going or whatever. But basically, my tip is when you're going in to speak to, or you're going to speak to a new client, like I just recently had to do for a new commercial, you want to have something that is better than your competition. Now, your work can be better than your competition, but before you get to do the work, you have to seal the deal. And for you young guys, if you don't know, your first impression is everything. So when you go into a meeting with, a commercial account, you're going to want to clean shave, bring it in a little, do your hair a little, be professional. You don't want to walk in there like, a bum off the street, don't take care of yourself, don't take care of your equipment, you guys get what I'm saying. So one thing I get over my competitors all the time, I get told, is I think a big reason why I'm starting to lock up a lot of my accounts that I'm bidding anymore, commercial and residential, is I bring a cheap thing with me that the competition, I believe, overlooks in my area. Or, maybe they just go off just name, I know I got 5 companies in my area, guys, that, if you say their name, everybody knows who they are. And they may have had them at a time, but, those big companies, guys, they have to hire employees to go out and do the work. Now, they might not have started out like that. They may have started out just them and another guy maybe, or by themselves, and then built up over years and years of hard work, dedication, great work, beating out the competition basically. But, they get to a certain point where they have to hire people. And the people that they hire, don't get me wrong, not all these guys. A lot of these guys that are hired or trained, they're great at what they do. And they do one heck of a job for the company they're working for. But, not everybody's that shining star, I should say. The majority of them, it's a job. They're making $9-10 an hour, you might get a lead guy making $12 to $15 an hour. But guys, their heart's not in the job like us small companies, or us guys just going into the business. We aim to please on every level, so you want to be respectful, you want to be professional, and you always want to show up early, never late. But my tip of the day that stands me apart from my competition, not all competition, because some other guys are in on this too, but what I like to do is I bring with me my tablet. And, I just flick through, show them my work. This is what I do. These are before and afters. Now I have a binder in the truck, a small one, that I have actual pictures, pictures that I've taken and developed. And you can do it that way too, guys. I still take that portfolio in sometimes if I forget the tablet, or somebody calls me while I'm out and they're like, hey, can you stop by, blah blah blah. I use that, and that works just fine, guys. I'm not gonna lie. As long as you show them something, you are setting yourself from mediocre to high level of workmanship. You show up and you're prepared. You show them not only that, hey, this guy's legit, but man, he cares about his work. You're showing off basically to them. Look at my pictures. Here's a before. Look at this. Here's an after. Wow, look at this. This is what you can get if you use me as your service, basically. And I explain to them everything, guys. You have to go into detail. I'm going to pick up the trash. If you're on a busy road, you got to make sure hey, there's going to be a lot of trash, people litter, it blows off the road. You got to factor that into your price, guys. But, you explain to them everything. Hey, you're on a residential road, you're in a high-end area, there's a lot of traffic, you're going to get a lot of trash. I'm going to have to spend 10, 15 minutes picking up trash, rocks, road flares, license plates, guys, hubcaps. There's a lot, guys, that can end up in a yard that you have to spend extra time cleaning up. And now, the big companies, they'll move the big stuff, the hubcaps or whatever. But man, the trash, the majority of them, man, they cut that crap up and just leave it all over the property. They've lost that personal touch that us as small companies can give, to a commercial account or a residential account, or even a small business, guys. They understand what you're trying to do. But one thing you cannot do is try to bullshit them. You have to understand they've dealt, especially if they're established. If you know that company's been there for a long time, you're not the first lawn care guy that's sat in their office and discussed, their property with them or their lawn care with them. So, don't bullshit them. Be straightforward. Explain to them what you're going to do. You're going to mow. You're going to clean up the trash. You're going to trim. You're going to edge. You're going to blow. You're going to clean everything up when you leave. It's going to look professional. It's going to be like you were never even there, but it looks great. So, yeah, guys, get yourself a portfolio, a tablet like I have. Print you up some pictures at your local Walgreens or Rite Aid or Walmart or, whatever. And print them off your computer at home, slide them into the portfolio. But if you can, something I will say is try to get yourself in to some of the photos. You on a mower, you doing the job basically. Because if you just print out a bunch of pictures of grass with stripes on it, they don't know if you printed it off the internet or, Googled it, nice lawns or something, whatever. So get something with your truck and trailer in it, something with you in it, your name in it, and, just be professional, show them your work, tell them, a lot of times I'll get the question like, hey, what's the going rate now for commercial lawn care in our area? And I'll tell them, I'll say, hey man, it really depends who you deal with. I'm going to quit putting numbers on things on these because it's just dumb anymore. Because your area is not my area, and my area is not your area. My economy is not your economy, and your economy is not my economy. So I'm going to quit altogether, guys. Don't even ask anymore, like, price-wise, like, what's a yard cost or what's a commercial cost? Because to be honest, guys, I can tell you something and then you go out and bid it as what I tell you in my area, and your area could be low, below or above my area, and you either underprice yourself or you overprice yourself and don't get the account because of it. So, as I believe it was 405 Tuner said a week or two ago, get out there, do the work. You have to put in the time, guys. Nobody can just jump straight into this business and be 100% successful. You have to learn the ropes, guys. It's like riding a bicycle. You just don't jump on the bike and ride down the road doing wheelies and everything. You have to first learn to balance yourself, control the bike, the piece of equipment, and then you finalize your product. Yeah, you know how to ride the bike now, but now you want to ride a wheelie. So, okay, you gotta, you're gonna fall down a few times. You're gonna get your butt whooped, a few times. But eventually, you're gonna learn how to balance that wheelie out, and then it's gonna be not smooth sailing, but you're gonna be in calmer waters, guys. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna know before you go into an account, what to expect, what you need to say, how you need to be, what you need to do to almost 100% know that you're going to lock up this account. But don't fool yourselves, guys. When you go to some of these accounts, you're nothing more than a number, basically. You go there, they're going to have 2-3 other guys coming, and whoever gives them not necessarily always the best price, but the price in the middle is who they're going to go with. There's an old saying, you get what you pay for. You go with the low-end guy, you're going to get what you pay for. You go with the high-end guy, you know what you're getting. But, you can find that guy right there in the middle that gives you a good price, does great work, shows up, sends you the bill on time, doesn't give you bullshit, basically. And, if you're that guy, you can find a niche in your community, guys, to be successful. 100%, I believe. I've seen it done, guys. The first company I ever worked for, he just lives a few miles from me. But, he was a buddy I grew up with, and he went into the military, then he came back from war, and, he invested all of his money that he made from his time away, his year and a half away, into his company. Even though he had it before he went, it was nothing compared to what he became a few years after he came back, and invested into his company. But he was the first guy I ever worked for in lawn care. I was like 17, 18. I worked for him. He was super small. But, he gave me consistent work, 3-4 days a week. Whatever. He paid me a decent wage, like $9 an hour. He's the first guy I ever worked for. But then, he went to war. He came back, still a great guy. I still talk to him this day. I still consider him a friend to this day. But, he changed his mentality of workmanship, basically. Before it was more like, we're friends, let's go out and knock this job out, there really wasn't the stress of it on it. But when he came back a year or two later, I went back to him because I was out of a job at the time. It wasn't like it was before. He had grown substantially. He had time restraints. You got to get in this job, you got to get out of this job. It wasn't like it was before, and it kind of ruined it for me, guys. He's still a great guy to me, still a good friend to me. But, it was just different, That whole... I didn't understand at the time. I was a young guy, so I didn't work for him that long the second time. I think like maybe a half a season, and I moved on. But I definitely understand now as a young man, an older young man, 29, what he was trying to achieve, and with his company and all. It's like going up a mountain, guys. You start at the bottom, and you got to put in a lot of work, to get climbing up that hill. But once once you're in that rhythm, you know, you just keep going, build more clients, you know, and then finally you get to that mountain peak where my buddy's at now, and he can almost just sit back, guys, and he sends out 2-3 crews a day. You know, I do know he plows in the winter because I plow with him in the winter on a part-time basis still to this day. But, you know, he can pretty much sit back. You know, he's 28, 29 years old, and he can let the guys make the money for him. Now, I'm not saying that's what he does 100% because I know he keeps on top of his guys and their work they put out. But, you know, I'm just letting you know, guys. I'm just throwing this out there because I've seen it, guys, multiple times. This guy, he started with a pickup truck with a push mower in the bed of his truck, him and his buddy. And, guys, I'm telling you, now today he has 5-6 trucks, plow equipment, big pool barn. You know, it's been 10 years, and, you know, he's got to where he's at now through hard-ass work, guys. And we can all do it, but it takes time. But realize not everybody's goal is the same goal you have. You know, not everybody wants to get to that, you know, 5-truck level, you know, multiple accounts, the stress level with it. You know, because with more money comes more problems, guys. That stuff's, you know, true. But, you know, stay motivated, guys. We can all do it. Everybody has their own goals where they want to get. You know, me personally, I don't want to get to that huge company just because I don't feel like dealing with all the crap that comes with it. You know, I want to get to a sustainable point where I maybe send out one other crew and myself go out, you know, with a crew, a couple guys maybe. I'm talking 3-4 years down the road here, guys, maybe 2 years. I don't know. But I am here real soon. As long as everything keeps going, you know, and I sustain the level that I'm at, I'm probably going to be looking to hire a part-time guy here real soon, at least 2 days a week. And next year, it may turn into a full-time thing with a guy or whatever. But that's where I'm getting with my company. I'm getting to the point now where it's almost too much for me to do it all by myself, even though I do it every week. But, you know, I'm trying to go a lot more commercial. And the more commercials I get, I weed out some more of my residentials. But there's risk with that, guys. Sorry, I had to burp. But, you know, if you get one of these high-end contracts, you know, that's why a lot of these guys want it in writing. Because, you know, you get one of these huge contracts and then they up and leave you. You know, you got a big void there to make up for and a large amount of money to make up for really quickly. So, yeah, I'm trying to wing out as many residentials. I'm always going to have residentials. But, you know, if I can get it down to where I have 20, 30 residentials and 10 commercials or something like that, you know, just a roundabout, you know. Nothing concrete there, guys. Them numbers aren't concrete. But that's where I want to get to. So, you guys, you know, if you want to tell me some of your goals, where you want to get to, you know, feel free to comment. I'm going to start winging off some of the comments so much, guys. I'm getting a lot of repeat questions, you know. If you just go back, you know, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but, you know, keeping up with all these comments, you know, I talked to some of the other guys, you know. I'm not going to throw them out there just because it's between me and them, you know, over the phone. But the comments, you know, replying and everything to multiple videos every day and emails and Facebook, you know, it becomes so much, guys, that we can't really keep up with all of it. It becomes too much. So it's not that we're trying to be, you know, a butthead or a dick about it or anything, guys. It's just, you know, we're running a business, we have families, and we want to do the YouTube thing, but, you know, we have to, we have our families to take care of, too, at the same time. So if I don't reply to your comment, more than likely I've responded to it in a video somewhere. So maybe just scroll through my videos and watch some of them, and, you know, you'll get the answer to the question that you're asking. But if I do get new questions and, you know, I haven't answered them and I know I haven't in my videos, I'll respond to them. You know, I'll comment to them. You know, so if you guys don't get a response and a comment, look for it in a video, maybe even coming up. I will still be responding to comments, until it just becomes too much, or I just get goofy questions, man. I mean, come on, guys. Some of these questions, you need to step back before you write it and say, hey, am I really asking this question, or am I really trying to be in this business? There's an old saying, no question's a dumb question. But, if you're asking me what type of gas I have in my lawnmower, I'll just leave it at that, guys. So, and Google's a great tool, guys, Don't believe everything you read on the internet. But hey, if I can answer it, I will, guys. Take care. Keep mowing. Keep growing. Keep making that money, boys. Later.